Okay, hi 5678 again. This is Emilio again, and today and now I have Bravo with me, one of the great performers and dancers in the world. What are your performance and what are your profession?
I am a dancer. I've been dancing 45 years.
45 years. Then you got a history.
Oh yeah, yeah. All this house and club dancing stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of like one of the pioneers of club dancing, and I've been at it for a long time. Way before it was called house. Way before.
Way before it was called house.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you were in the beginning and you saw the progress until the styles became styles.
I went through funk, disco, clubbing, which is what it was called. They call it club music because that type of music was underground and you only heard that in a club, so it was club music. And the term house music comes from Chicago, not New York. I come from New York. And once they started doing, Chicago came up with, there's this one song says by Marshall Jefferson called "Gotta Have House Music All Night Long." That's because of a club that they had in Chicago called the Warehouse. So because of their club and people saying, oh, play music that they play at the Warehouse, they just cut it short and say, play some house music. But in New York, we have club music. And because of music that they play at the clubs. So now, because the term became so popular, the cliche, house music, gotta have house. So everybody calls it, and then now it's like house music everywhere.
So you start up with a house music, and then you are into the house dance and stuff like that.
Yeah, I teach house. Well, I like to say I just teach people dance. I teach rhythm, because you have rhythm in everything, from hip hop, swing, any type of dances. You start with the rhythm. It's always this. No matter what style you do, you always have to 1, 2, 3, 4, then you dance.
Yeah.
So I teach 1, 2, 3, and then everything that you do with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So I like to say dancer, because I'm old. I don't have to say house, because what am I going to say next year or 10 years from now when they change it? I will always be a dancer, so I stick with just, I'm a dancer.
Back in the days when you were starting and you were at the clubs and stuff like that, how did you see the different styles progressing and became styles? How could you see it? Because you were there, you saw all the different parts.
Let's say, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
In 1975, 75, that's before disco. Before we were in funk. Because you listen to the songs, every song kind of says what they're doing. Just like gotta have house music says that's house music. Disco songs say everything disco. Disco, let's go to the disco, let's go dance disco. They all say the thing. James Brown, all his songs says make it funky. Gotta have soul. So soul music, funky music, swing music is the same thing. That's swing. You know, then doo-wop, doo-wop. So they all say stuff, but for me, when I was like 15, 16, 17, disco, funk, and you watch that. And the thing with disco is house music's grandfather. Because disco starts, and then it goes into music, and then there's a break. And then it goes like, and everybody, yeah. So now for house music, they took the break, and they made the break, instead of making the break 30 seconds, 1 minute, they take the break, stretch the break.
Okay.
So now you got, now that, oh, this is good. So now you just keep going. So what happens is as you get older, you need music, but the younger people need the break to music. That's why you don't see older people dancing the house, because well, that's too much. But younger people, all night, yeah, house music all night long.
Yeah, that's all.
So that's why, that's the evolution of going from one to the other. And it's just funkier, which again, here's the word funk. It's funky. When you say funky, it's house. You don't say it's house-ish. It's easier to say it's funky. Oh, that's funky. Oh, that's dope. So funky, the word funky now changes to dope, as dope. So that's the evolution of how that goes.